What's going on, everybody? This is AJ Batista, and you're listening to another episode of the Bomcast. I'm joined by my usual co-hosts, Mike Morano and Patrick O'Chang. Fellas, at the time of this recording, we're recording on opening day. I let one rip at the gym yesterday that would have fucking crumbled a skyscraper. And Pat spent $10,000 at Adidas.
Whoa.
What's happening?
That's boldly the thing I have $10,000 to begin with.
Pat really dropped 10,000 on Adidas.
I can't.
I see your sweatshirt.
What happened?
I see your sweatshirt.
Nah, this sweatshirt is fire though, but it was like 25.
25,000?
That sweatshirt's $25.
No, $25. Yeah, but my discount, something like. But no, I did not spend 10,000. Some dude came in today and spent 10,000.
Pat, can I make a bold assumption from you?
Yeah, what's up?
I feel like you used to wear Billionaire Boys Club.
No. Come on, bro. Like I wear jeans. I think in the past like 2 years since COVID started, I've worn jeans like 4 times, maybe.
What does Billionaires Boys Club have to do with jeans?
It's just because that means you dress nice if you wear Billionaire Boys Club.
Do you know what a lot of people used to wear back in the day in high school? Diamond Club, was it called?
Yeah. Diamond Club. Yeah. And Bape hoodies. You guys remember Bape hoodies?
Yeah. Well, Bape.
No one really wore Bape.
Yeah.
This was it. The hundreds.
Oh,
the 100 emoji. Oh no.
Yes.
I saw a lot of people wore those stupid.
No, but there is a thing. The diamond. Or is that where the hunt?
Diamond Club. Yeah, because I remember I had a sticker. I had a sticker on the back of my phone that had Diamond Club for the longest time.
Oof.
Oh, so you're one of them.
Well, up in college, I had that because I put it on like my junior year of high school. I didn't get a new phone, so I just kept that the entire time.
You know what I thought was like a thing? It was an actual club in college. They like the anti-social social club.
Oh, I hate those shirts.
Because only a certain group of people would wear them. So I was like, oh,
yeah, that was bad.
In college, it wasn't. It's just like it's like a brand or whatever.
Yeah, my favorite going out, at night, going out to like I don't know what I did, 15 years old, go to the movie theaters or something, wear my cargo pants, my camouflage cargo pants, got the I feel like Pablo.
Oh yeah.
No, those are tough though.
No, but the thing that pissed me off is that like I feel like Pablo's shirt was kind of cool.
Yeah.
15-year-old me thought that was cool.
Sure.
But then
I still think it's cool.
But then there was just so many people making shirts like that. Like I feel like Kobe.
That one was cool too, but then it became too much.
And it was just, and it's the same thing with the anti-social club. Dude, it was the worst. That era where like it was Supreme in it too.
Yeah.
Gucci, Louis, 3 Ball logo.
In high school,
yes.
I wore wrestling shirts way too often.
You still wear wrestling shirts. I don't know why you're saying I wore.
And like the Nike expression shirts, like those
are the worst.
Like scores under pressure, like
just
I wore those.
Clutch across the chest. What do you?
I used to wear a shirt that said
math. Why are you wearing a clutch shirt?
I used to wear 3 shirts. Scores under pressure, every damn day, and cut the check. Those were the 3.
Cut the check. I think I had that one too. I had one that just said "just do it."
I had multiple of those. Yeah.
God.
And then
those were horrible.
In 10th grade English, the kid sitting next to me goes, "Hey AJ, do you really score under pressure?" And he just looks at me like this, and I was like, I can never wear this shirt again. And then I
had to slip into something more comfortable.
Oh my god!
I had to slip into something a little more comfortable.
I try with you
on this thing.
You haven't worn it once.
You don't have it.
To a wrestling show. Where else would you wear it?
Dude, I would get my ass kicked even at a wrestling show for this thing, dude.
That's bad, man.
Like those kids walk around with the Divas title. Like, yo, who wants to foul?
Dude, I never experienced an atmosphere like a live wrestling show until
I need to experience.
Oh, they're the best.
Dude, it's bad.
They're the best.
Two different things.
They're the best, but there's a lot of people at them that are just
It's like college. It's like our college experience. It's like, oh yeah, we had a lot of fun, but the people there are kind of idiots.
Me and Frank got punked at a wrestling event. We got duped by these grown men. It was they thought but the thing is, like, we got quote unquote pranked by these dudes, and they thought it was the funniest thing ever, and it just wasn't. I didn't know what they meant, and it took me a little bit. So me and Frank were walking to our seats, and these two grown men came up to us and said, "Hey, do you guys know what time it is?" And I was just like, "Yeah, I'll check it." He goes, "It's time to play the game," and they ran off, dabbing each other up, and they thought it was the funniest thing. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like,
"Hey, they fucking got your ass."
Dude, but the thing is, they thought it was like the funniest thing. These guys were older than me, and I was like,
"Fucking got you, dude."
When I think of people at a wrestling show, I just think of a dude with a neck beard, long hair, long black hair, and just a title belt. I don't know why. This is he looks like Roman Reigns if Roman Reigns is just fat as fuck. You know what I mean?
It's not an atmosphere. It's an atmosphere you have to experience, but from afar.
No, they're fun. I stand by it. It's fun. If you wanted to get somebody into wrestling, you have to bring them to a wrestling show.
You don't.
Yes,
because
you
bring
you
someone
can't
there,
show them anything on TV.
They're never going to want to go back.
No. You don't focus on the people.
Focus on the ring
in the room. Just focus on the show.
Tunnel vision. You got to have
because
tunnel
if
vision.
you always focused on the people wherever you were at, you'd become a hermit. You'd never leave, and you'd never go out anywhere. If you want to get somebody into wrestling, you have to bring them to a show.
That was my mistake. Is when I up until that point, but I never went to a wrestling show ever in my life, and I went. And I got like these really good seats just because they were cheap and it was a live event. I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be sick." Maybe next time I'll admire from the back, admire from a distance, because like there's a video of me on WWE on the Instagram of when Big E comes out and I'm the one fucking tall white dude and there's like a bunch of kids next to me and they're all dabbing up Big E, and I was like, this is not what I want to be right now.
Are you really on it? Did you say
I was on it for a split second. Yeah, they showed this tall white dude wearing a fucking Vineyard Vines shirt, and I was like, "That's me."
Bunch of kids wearing John Cena merch.
I'm like,
shoving yes,
shoving
kids,
smacking their heads across like on the floor and stuff. I'm throwing them over and everything. I'm just like a dab up Biggie.
You're knocking them over so Rey Mysterio could touch his head.
It was such a fun thing. It was fun, and I spent like $50 worth of drinks at that place anyway, because it was $8 for a Truly. But yeah, it was
a problem that you're selling alcohol in a really kid environment. So there's a bunch of drunk older men
because the parents need it. You know what I'm saying? Like they're sitting.
They don't want to be there.
Sitting next to a dude who's like, sitting there with the Raw Tag Team title replica, and he's complaining about how like, Bianca Belair isn't getting booked properly on a live show, and they're like, dude, what am I doing here? You know what I mean? So yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was just. It's the thing it's one of those things where if you experience it once, you will experience it 1,000 times. Like that's the same experience you're going to get every single time.
No, it's always fun to go.
I think the only time it's different is if you go to like Madison Square Garden for a live show, because then I think you get everybody.
You'll get like the bigger, yeah. They go all out for the garden shows for sure. But also going to even like a pay-per-view, which I haven't been, but like a TV taping is even totally different than a live show. It's I've
never been to a SmackDown or Raw, so I don't know.
There's nothing to me. There's nothing better experiencing live than wrestling. There's nothing better.
I could probably name a few other things.
It's the most fun.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Maybe I would love to go to an Oswego State hockey game, EJ. Like,
I'd love to go to
Carolina is electric. No.
Yeah, but you know what? I might go out and just wear this shirt once and just
get beat up
and just see what happens. They'll be like, "Yo, this is super."
What's wrong with you? I'm acknowledging my tribal chief. That's all.
My mom
he's
thought
the
it was
head of the table.
Funny,
he's in
like last minute Christmas gift to get. She like because AJ, when I bought your gift,
yeah.
I got like a bunch of emails from like pro wrestling tees, and my mom gets my emails, whatever. And it popped up on her phone, and it said like the suplexorcist, and she thought it was gonna be so funny, so she bought it. So I basically did this on my own. This is my own fault.
That's so funny. That is a funny Christmas gift to get a wrestling because it's such a wild shirt.
Whatever.
Speaking of wild, the fart I let rip at the gym yesterday. I was almost done working out. I was doing sit-ups.
No, it's good. Also, it's funny too because it's not like AJ can just like not go to the gym for a week because he works there.
Yeah. I was almost done. I was on the 5th sit-up of the 4th set, and as I'm doing the up part of the sit-up, I mean, it sounded like I was standing in a catacomb, and I just let the fart rip. And
AJ, I gotta give you guys a lot of props at Planet Fitness, dude. You guys give a lot of good deals.
Yeah, you know, no frills gym or whatever, you know.
Great deals. But you know, $1 down, awesome.
Yeah, but standing
$1 down, but then they charge me $40 like 2 weeks later. But you know, it's okay.
But yeah, and what didn't help is like the sit-up benches. It's that rubber material on the bench, so it just reverberated off the bench. And I'm like, okay, maybe nobody heard it. So I finished the set, and then I look around, and 4 people are staring at me. 4, like the guy next to me.
How long does it take you to finish a set?
What?
How long does it take you to finish a set?
Like 10 more seconds.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So I did the last 5 sit-ups.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, okay, maybe nobody was really paying attention. And I took a look around. 2 people directly to the sides of me are looking, and 2 people in back of me are just staring.
Oh, you thought you shit yourself. That's right.
And I'm like, okay, it's time to leave now. So I got up, left the gym. The guy was doing an ab crunch machine, and the guy was holding the bars up here over his head and just looking at me like, you really did that, huh? He's just like smirking at me, and I was like,
I don't know. I feel like
I don't have headphones on, bro. Are they psychopaths?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Long Island.
I feel like the atmosphere you have in that Planet Fitness, dude, I think that's the least of your problems.
Dude,
I really think so.
Some of these people, man, they're just a guy this weekend. He comes up to me and goes, hey, man, what's the rule with like bringing books to the gym? And I said, what do you mean? And he went, so he's like, I'm in school, right? And he's like, if I needed to study, what's the rule on studying at the gym? And I said, well, I mean, there's no specific rule against studying, but I said, because I was like, people bring books to read when they're doing cardio. I said, but I don't know. I said, would you want to read a book while you're doing cardio? He's like, no. Like if I'm working with the free weights in between sets, would it be okay if I study, if I like bring my books and study? And I said, well,
he's trying way too hard to tell you how hard he's working all the time.
And I'm like, there's no rule against it. I said, but people are going to maybe get annoyed if you start taking too long on the bench. And he goes,
tell you how hard he's working.
And then he goes, oh, hey man, by the way, is there a membership that I could pay more to be here longer? And I said,
again,
I said, what does
that mean? Do you think the gym has a time limit?
The gym's 24/7.
And I said, what do you mean?
24/5, Mike? Come on.
And then he goes, so he's like, what I'm asking is, could I pay more money a month to like lift heavier weights and like really go hard? And I said,
yeah, it's called LA Fitness.
And I went, no, man, you could just be here and work out for however long you want. And he goes, oh, okay. And as he's walking away, I noticed his feet, like the heels of his shoes, are crushed, and he's just walking with his feet half out of the shoes.
Like outside, he'll get the mail or some shit.
And I because we have a rule, like I have to tell him as an employee, like, hey man, don't put on your shoes. And as I like go to tell him, I see him right before he starts working out, he like fixes the back of his shoes, and I was like, this guy's nuts, man. This guy is just nuts.
Every time I think I deal with an idiot who comes to my job, AJ just comes in with another great story that makes me seem like, okay, maybe my job's not that bad. Maybe I'm just a hater, you know?
No, you're gonna be a hater. No, you know what I think it is.
I wake up really early every day just to hate.
No, I know. You know what it is, Pat, and I've kind of realized this too, is that like we just do it for like the entertaining purposes. So like we over exaggerate experiences and make a big story about it, because that
It makes us laugh.
makes us laugh. And hey,
Yeah.
what's better than laughing? Nothing.
Nothing.
I don't
Maybe-
have it in me to like hate like you guys do.
I do.
don't, or for that
100%.
long.
Don't even say you guys. It's him. It's not me and you. Or like we hate reasonable things. This guy and the other two, they're fucking full blown haters. You'll see a tweet that like fucking Wally replied to a tweet the other day for what?
You don't reply to tweets. You're never
Don't
gonna learn.
reply, if you reply to tweets at
You never
all,
don't reply to
you're
a tweet, and it's
fucking hater.
yeah, you're not gonna. You're not gonna
You
learn.
replied to a tweet under a tweet. What do you? That's just like, oh god, like that's like rule number one of Twitter. Don't fucking talk to the birds.
But yeah, I don't like how Mike, Watling, and Luke, I can be annoyed or hate something, I mean, for maybe 5 minutes. And then I'm like, is this really going to affect me long? And then I just move on. I don't have the patience to.
AJ will hate something and then you just bring up a point back. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
He's very reasonable about it.
I don't have. I
He's
don't
trying to
have
a
it.
Mike. He'll give you 10 more points.
My heels are not. My heels are not so dug into the ground on anything that if you make a better point than me that I like, I'll just be like, yeah, man, I'm on your side now. Like I don't
I have
care enough to.
There has been times where like I should have let things go with people. What I like, but like there was a point that stuck out of my head that was like, but you have to be right here. You have to say this because it doesn't make sense. And instead of letting things go, I kind of bring it up. And there's so many.
What was the biggest moment? What was like the one biggest moment where you were like, I gotta hold this grudge?
I have so many grudges that I could hold. I don't want to like, air out.
I feel like, I don't know. I feel like Mike holds grudges, but like once again, it's one like a comedic fucking reason. Luke and Watling, that's why they're. They hold actual grudges against people. It's like.
I mean, there's a lot I could tell you when we're not recording. But,
sure.
Because there's
Michael's grudges against people we don't know, so it wouldn't make sense to us. I feel like
the biggest one I would, I'm gonna hold myself, but there's a few that is probably for comedic purposes, but I gotta think of them. I don't necessarily can't think of it on top of my head, but I like to hold grudges because I think it's more funny to tell other people of that I hold grudges.
But then
I'm a fucking dick. I'm an asshole.
Elaborate.
I don't know.
Oh, man.
I'm not a likable person, apparently.
I'm not a nice guy. What's the Roman promo I'm trying to think of? He's like, I'm not the good guy, I'm a bad guy. I'm the guy or something. Is that him?
No, I was thinking of that guy. You guys would pull up on YouTube, be like, I'm a kooky kind of guy. I'm a cool.
Sam Hyde.
I was thinking of him.
Why does Sam they said he's the ghost of Kiev.
It was the ghost of Kiev.
Why does Sam Hyde show up at every school shooting? Oh my god.
I was thinking of him. That's what I was thinking. I'm a kooky kind of guy. I'm a crazy kind of guy.
And I get a little bit of sugar and I go,
I get a little
whoopee. God, that was an era.
But probably my New Year's resolution for like 2047 is to be maybe not hold as many grudges. I'm not gonna do it yet.
25 years.
When I just feel like it. Right now I don't feel like giving it up. So
it's fair. It's understandable.
I don't mind. I mean, there's grudges I hold against like my 6th grade teacher for not, getting me into the science fair in 2010.
They didn't force you to be in the science fair?
What?
You didn't get forced to be in the science fair?
No, like in my school, you had to be chosen.
Oh no!
Really?
We all had to do it.
Yeah,
we all had to do it too.
And like it was a goal. For
I grew grass one year. That was crazy. I don't know why. I just grew grass. That was my science fair project.
Me and Ethan. Oh, sorry, Mike.
No, I'm just saying, like it was just kind of like you had to get picked. Like, the best ones got moved to the gymnasium where you presented it to again. It was stupid.
Me and Ethan did something with. We did something with dye and not parabolas. What's the other math word? Probability. Probability. We did something with dye. I wasn't even close. And I don't remember. It's called like to die for or something like that, but like spelled how you would like DYE instead of like DIE or whatever. Yeah, something with probability. I don't know. We didn't win. I think we gave out. If they guessed the right number with the die, I think we gave them like a Tootsie Roll or something. Like it was something like that. That was our science fair.
There was also a point in time where we had like marshmallow bridges. You guys ever do those?
No.
We had to create like a bridge using marshmallows and toothpicks, and like whichever one held the most cans, you win. And that was like part of it. It was the weirdest thing. And not thinking about it now, it's kind of stupid now that I said it out loud.
Yeah.
But you had to create like a bridge that would hold the amount of cans with toothpicks and marshmallows. And it was, now that I think about it, it's kind of stupid. And I feel like I feel like that was a really waste of time. But I was 12, whatever.
Yeah, you know.
Anything you did when you were 12 or between the ages of 12 and like 14 doesn't count in reality.
That's not true. That's not true.
Okay.
I took the tax. You guys don't know what the tax test is.
No, because we didn't. Well, because AJ's Jewish and I went to public school. So.
Oh, is that
that's
the
why we
test
don't
to
know
get
this.
into Catholic school?
Yeah, I had to study for the tax test. It's like the SAT. It's like the SAT.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm like a normal person, so I went to private. I went to public school.
Do you guys ever take the ITBS?
No.
Okay, never
Is
mind.
that like the state test?
It's another state test type thing.
No, I took the state test, which is the
kinda
most
like
useless thing ever.
It's stupid.
The state
Tax
test is
kind of
top
like
five retort.
it's kind of like an SAT for high schoolers, for eighth graders that you took to get into high school. It didn't matter anyway, because if you didn't do good and you didn't get in, you just made your principal call the school and they got you in.
I mean, yeah, it's a school you have to pay for, so they'll take your money.
They'll take your money.
Yeah, but that might be like a borough thing though, because isn't it in some boroughs like you could pick like you don't have to go to the school in your zone.
I could pick whatever Catholic school I want to go to.
Yeah,
I went to one 45 minutes away from my house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Public school you get zoned for.
Oh, they do zoning? I thought you could.
Oh, it's not. You're saying tax, not like TAX. It's TACHS.
No, TACHS.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's only in the city.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I thought you were
and then if you want to
TAXing
go to public school, you got zoned. And so they gave you a list of ones, like number one is the one you're probably going to go to, and they have a list down. So like if you don't get into one, even though it's a public school, like you go like a line down. So I was, me and Tyler lived like 2 blocks apart from each other, but he was zoned for one school, I was zoned for another, just because that's how it worked.
That's what it's like.
No, wait, what did they ask you about? Is this like actual shit, or is it about like Jesus and stuff?
No, this is like math,
okay.
reading comprehension.
Oh, so there's
nothing Catholic related, nothing like religious related at all, actually. Which is kind of funny that it's like that, but
yeah, but how much of it was like in Catholic school? How much of it is like kind of normal curriculum based and then like religious based? Was it like an even balance, or was it more than the other?
I mean, I've had classes where priests would come in and tell us not to watch porn. But we had religion classes. I had religion classes. Like it would just kind of put into our schedule. Like I had religion first period, then math second period, social studies.
Okay.
Lunch for it was just religion was
you just got an extra class, right?
Yeah.
Basically. I like AJ's reaction to that. He's like, he told us not to watch porn.
But like it was, depended on kind of the religion. Like, when you're in elementary school, you just put, Jesus loves all, and you would pass.
You'd get by. Yeah.
Like, in high school, it was kind of like historical, like you had study the Bible kind of, and be like, you gotta, what's the 10 Commandments? I don't even know what the rest is called. But it was more historical is what I'm basically getting at.
Okay.
What's a cardinal sin? What's a venial sin? There's different types of sins, stuff like that,
I wasn't in this class, but this is one of my favorite stories from high school because I had a few friends in this class. This girl comes in and was like, "Hey, I didn't study for this test at all. I don't know anything." And the teacher was like, "I'm sure you'll do fine. Just take it." It was a 50-question test where you had to just write in the answer on a different sheet, but it was like 1 to 2 word answers. Basically, fill in the blank. For 48 out of the 50 questions, she wrote Jesus. For the 49th question, she wrote, I don't know, Superman. And for the 50th question, she wrote white. That was the 50th question was the only question she got right. And she got a 2 out of 50 on the test.
You guys remember the point in life where like you're okay with failing tests? Because
there was never a point in my life where I was okay with failing a test.
Really? You didn't
Dude,
like at a point in high, you never got to
when
a
I
point in high
was
school that you're like, okay, you just know you didn't do good, and you said, fuck it, it wasn't gonna hurt you that bad.
no,
No, there was I think by like 8th grade. I mean, like once again, I'm a smart kid, but so I got after a certain point, like I just like it's like in like trig or something. I was just like, if I fuck this up, I fucked it up.
no.
So,
I growing up, I used to have like insane panic attacks over like if I didn't do well on a test or I thought I didn't do well on a test.
No, I knew when I didn't do well on the test, and I didn't. After a while, I just didn't care.
Yeah.
In high school, at their point, like you know how you're supposed to proofread your essay or whatever. Every
I still
time I
don't
did that, it would
I
never
never
be
proofread
good. So every time I stopped doing that in like 10th grade, and then I just did fine. I would
No,
just
it's
type anything. Even
I
in
have one of
college,
those personalities where it's like, oh, dude, I don't even care, dude. I'm just gonna like wing it, and then I don't wing it because I'm up all night worrying about it. That's just kind of how I, you know.
I almost failed the 9th grade, almost, but I made it through. Obviously, I got a letter home because math and science was just right. I had that.
feel like
I
you
didn't
can't
care if
fail
I failed.
You would have to like fail every class because
But I got a letter home because I was doing so bad at math and science that like, hey, if he doesn't, pick up the pace, you're gonna have to go to summer school. I got like D's or whatever, so I got by in math and science, but I almost failed the 9th grade.
Dude, there were so many people I knew that went to summer school, and like it wasn't well. Like for you guys took Regents, correct?
Yeah.
What was kind of the thing that you needed? Like if you failed a Regent, what would happen?
You would have to take it again.
You can retake it if you wanted to. It depends what Regents it is. If you want.
Yeah.
If you don't, you don't have to take every Regents after like 9th grade.
The Regents for us, it was like the biggest thing ever. If you failed, you had to go to summer school. Depending on so like this one, so like you're asking a bunch of 15, 16, 14, 15, 16-year-olds. They're saying, here's a test that doesn't rely on,
it doesn't really affect your grade, or it doesn't do anything.
It doesn't affect your grade
application. It doesn't
really affect
it's
college
pointless
because no one really looks at it. But if you fail it, you're going to summer school.
Never studied for it either.
Oh my God, dude. I would study, dude, chemistry. Like there was a point in time with chemistry, like I paid money for study guides online. I was studying like, 4 or 5 hours every day.
They didn't give you like the past tests, like in school?
No, past tests always had to study for because you didn't know you had to.
Yeah, but like they would just give that to us. We never pay for it.
Yeah, I had those too as online, but you also had a study guide and also like had to look at each past test, like had to study the question patterns. Like, if it was on last year's test, it'll probably be on this year's test, just in a different format, different way. And like, I mean, certain high schools did things differently. Like my high school, if you failed, you just had a 3-day summer school course, and then you just took it again. Like different high schools,
that too if you wanted to.
Different high schools, they would make you go for like 4 weeks.
That's crazy.
And I was like, there was so much riding on it. And like, because people wanted that perfect Regent, advanced Regents diploma. But like in high school, they were forcing it on you. They thought like they told you like this is the most important thing ever. And then like it's so funny talking to people that weren't a part of that, because like to us, like that was like the most important thing ever.
Like they made Regents seem important, but like
yeah, it was always bullshit.
I was done with all my Regents by 10th grade. So
no, I kind of realized Regents weren't.
Yeah, I realized it wasn't important because like I got 65 on the trig Regents, and the year before I got like a 69 geometry, and I retook it. I only got like 5 points higher. But as long as you got a 65, you were fine.
Yeah, as long as you got the 65.
So I was like, when I got the 65 on trig, I was like, I really don't care about this.
No, why would
I'm not gonna? I'm like, I don't want to take this. It was so useless because I get 90s on all other ones. It didn't fucking matter, So it was like, and it didn't affect my grade whatsoever. My average was still fine. It didn't. So the next year, the only Regents I took was A push. So
I don't think
I failed physics. I failed a physics Regent when I was.
I didn't have to take the physics Regent. That was great.
I didn't take physics ever.
No, I took a year of physics, the hardest physics course in the fucking school. Cannot tell you a thing that happened. I had 99 in the class. I don't even know what the fuck happened. That was the most rampant cheating I've ever seen in my life.
In high
school,
like they wouldn't. I feel like I think what was the case was if you got lower than a 50 on a Regent, they wouldn't tell you. They would just put 50 on your report card for you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure so. Like you can't get they won't. I think that's just the grade in general. They just won't do that.
Yeah, and then once I found out, because again, I thought, if I failed a Regent, I was never going to get into a college. I was going to go to summer school, and then I was going to get crucified in front of, thousands of people, and they would throw, tomatoes at me and like just kind of throw me off the cliff and stuff. I don't know. I didn't. That was how it was. But once I went in there really nervous, but we had a really bad physics teacher because other one for like 30 years retired, had a new one, wasn't great. Basically, they handed out the test and they said, "Hey guys, just a quick update. If you fail this, nothing happens." And I went, "Okay, A, D, D, A, B, C, A," and I was done in a half hour.
You had to stay for 2 hours though.
Yeah.
I know, I was done in a half hour.
So you just sat there for an hour and a half.
Really
Sat there?
cool
You're a
90-minute
fucking
nap.
psychopath. I finished the AP history readings in like an hour. But because it's funny, because you're supposed to, I think I wrote an essay, but you're supposed to like compare and contrast two of them, and I only did one part of it. And I remember I walked out, like, that shit was so easy. They're like, yeah, what 2 things you write about? Like, 2. I wrote about 1. Still got a 98. They obviously didn't give a fuck. I guess it was that good. But I was like, damn, yeah, no. That was like the only one I ever finished like that fast. When I took the trig one, I took all 3 hours, and I still got a 65. So that's why I was like, I'm not retaking this.
For every Regents I took, I always was one of the last people done. Always. For every
I always make sure you're never the first person done.
No,
Even in college, I refuse to be the first person to fucking
Me too.
take a test. That
Yeah,
just,
I always
it
go back
sounds
to-
cocky as fuck.
if I was done and I saw everyone else was
just-
working, I would panic, and then I would just change all my answers.
I wouldn't panic. I'd just be like, I'll just wait. I was like,
Yeah.
Wait for like either in college it was even weirder because it'll be like those big ass classes and they'd be like, okay, this is kind of weird. You gotta wait because you don't know who's smart and who's not. But like in high school, it's just guy. Just wait for the
Yeah, in
smart
high
kid,
school,
like,
you
should
know
be
who's
fine.
smart and who's not. At
Yeah.
college,
Who the fuck? Yeah. And also a lot of the kids in like who were able to kind of just escape by on bullshit in high school and like do well, get like A's and B's and shit. That did not fly. I knew a few kids who got by like that in high school who once they got to college almost failed out after freshman year. A couple
There's so
of
many
kids.
people I went to high school with. It's so funny because I had an English teacher that was painfully truthful to us because we weren't the smartest school. We just weren't. It was an all boy Catholic school. So like we just, we got yelled at a lot. And basically my English teacher one time was so tired of yelling at us that he was just quiet, was on his computer. He looked up and went, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. There's probably 30 people in this room. I'm gonna say 80% of you will not finish college. And that's just kind of that's it. And then he just went back down and just didn't acknowledge anything else.
We need more teachers like that in life, honestly.
Dude, I have so many, the same dude. Like, so there was these kids were like picking on this one dude, and this guy went up and just went, guys, if you don't stop, ties off in the parking lot, I will lose my job over this. He was trying to fight like 15-year-old with a straight face. Went, guys, in all honesty, ties off, parking lot, I will lose my job over this.
I remember in middle school in 5th grade, a substitute teacher got fired because in gym, he called a kid in my class a schmuckhead prick and got fired. And we were in 5th grade.
In 5th grade, that's kind of fucked up.
But
no, if that happened in 10th grade, bro, nobody would care.
Nobody would give a shit.
We
But
got
in
called
5th grade, to call a 10-year-old a schmuckhead prick.
There was a time I called like a little kid an asshole to their face.
How old were you?
Like, I was like 16.
That's bad. That's not good.
That's not a good look.
It was like probably like 7. Well, like I said under my breath, and he heard me. I was like 16, and like it was when GoPros were big, not GoPros, the selfie sticks were a big thing, and he whacked me with it, and I went, asshole. And he heard me, and he ran off, I guess, to go tell a parent or something.
So what you did? You ran away?
I got a note.
I remember when I was a camp counselor for 4-year-olds. With 2 of the counselors I was in one group. These 2 guys were in another group. They got fired because when they were on the playground, one of them went into the tunnel in the playground to vape. And a little girl wanted to go use the tunnel. And before she used the tunnel, they recorded this. I saw the video. He blew some of the smoke from the vape in her face. And they put it on social media.
That is so
4-year-old.
People, they
4-year-old. Needless, they were fired by the end of the day. It was nuts.
100% they were.
Yeah. Fired by the end of the day.
That is so funny.
A 4-year-old's face.
All right, we got less than a minute
Yeah,
here.
less than a minute.
Let's wrap up and let's go to our rough drafts. AJ, let's explain this rough draft real quick.
It's just the top 3 teams we think are going to make it to the World Series, right?
No, 3 teams can't compete in the World Series. That would be awesome.
Oh,
For the
top
World
3
Series. That would be
contenders.
great.
Top 3 contenders.
Top 3 contenders who has the best chance of going to the World
And
Series.
then we'll come back in July at the All-Star break. Be like, no, we were so wrong. The All-Star break's in
I
June.
have a good feeling about this.
I think we're going to have a lot of the same answers.
I lied and no research for this. I'm so away.
All right, moving on to this week's rough draft. Top 3 contenders for the World Series. Today's opening day in baseball. And Mike, the Mets game should have started right now, maybe?
It's literally about to start in like a second.
There we go. All right, so top 3 contenders. I feel like we're going to have some pretty similar answers because there's really only a few teams that, I mean, realistically, are going to make it. Yeah.
I have my
We're
list
gonna have
ready. I did my research during the break. All right, so my picks are going to be the Cubs, the Royals, and the Cardinals.
Dude, no.
They are the only teams with wins this season so far. So they have to be the top contenders.
Bobby Witt Jr. for the Royals looks amazing. Looks very good.
I got 12 notifications about him getting a hit today. So
yeah, but he was very anticipated. He's one of like the 5 big prospects coming up this year. I think it's Hunter Green, Bobby Witt Jr., Hunter Green.
You said Hunter Green already.
Yeah,
I did. Hunter Green, Bobby Witt Jr., Julio Rodriguez,
Rushman and Torkelson.
Torkelson,
and Rushman, the Orioles.
Rushman, I don't know if Rushman made it. Did he?
I don't know. He was the number 1 pick, so I assume it was.
I don't think I'm not sure if he's on yet or not.
Oh, he didn't get called up? No. I know someone else got called up. I don't know who it was.
Yeah, I'm kind of blanking too. But yeah, no, there's a lot of Julio Rodriguez is going to be really good for the Mariners. Yeah. Anyways, who wants to go first?
No, I'll legit go first. Obviously, the Dodgers. You know,
okay.
The dream team.
That's your number 1, right?
Yeah. Roughly.
Rough draft.
That team is just too. If you like, when they got Freeman, I was like, Jesus Christ, I got that, and I forgot who else they had. Like they just traded Pollock for who, right? Someone, right?
Kimbrel.
Fucking Kimbrel. Yeah. So now even their bullpens is more solid than it was.
I mean, unstoppable.
They still have. I don't know what the fuck's going on with Bauer, if he's playing or not. He's still on the commissioner's list, right?
He will most likely. I think he'll pitch this year.
Mm-hmm.
They extended his administrative leave up until like this week, I think, and then they have to make a decision. They just keep putting it off. Bauer's gotten paid this entire time.
Yeah. So they still have they have what the fuck is it? Bueller, Kershaw, Dustin May will be back, I assume, sometime this season, right?
Yeah.
And the guy, Urias. So and then they add Bauer to that, and then the most stacked fucking infield of all time.
Yeah, they're gonna be unstoppable.
Disgusting. So yeah, Dodgers number 1. Give me the Blue Jays in there as well. That team is also just as stacked, I would say. Not just as stacked as the Dodgers. Their pitching staff isn't as great as it, I guess. But they're still a solid team. I think Vladdy, if he just does what he did last year, he'll probably win MVP. I think they'll realize that Ohtani, as good as he is, the Angels will still stink. And then number 3, I don't really know that. Like it could be a lot of teams. I think those are obviously the 2. Like not.
This is the fun part, Pat. You just get.
You get to pick. You know what? Damn, the NL sucks. I'm like, hey, what the fuck? I'm just looking at it. It's not. Give me a AL East team. One of the 3 other ones: the Red Sox, Yankees, or Rays.
Interesting. Fair.
Actually, fuck that. No, White Sox. There, I figured it out.
That was going to be on my list too. I like the White Sox a lot.
Chicago. Never mind.
I think out of the AL East, though, the Red Sox are other than the Blue Jays are probably at least okay. Boston, Tampa, and the Yankees. Red Sox are the best team out of those 3, probably.
You think the Red Sox are the best team in the NL East?
The Red Sox have the worst. What's it called?
I think the Red Sox
probably.
I think the Red Sox are going to finish 4th.
I don't think so.
Their rotation is just not good enough. It's like they don't have their sales out already.
I don't see the Yankees having a better record than the Red Sox.
The Red Sox is the 1-2 punch for the Red Sox Nate Eovaldi and Nick Pivetta.
I don't know how long sales out, but yeah.
But as of right now, I think that's it. I don't like that.
I forgot Sales out. Ooh.
But yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna
Tampa.
The Red Sox are gonna probably win 85, 86 games, but the starting pitching is not interestingly.
I feel like you can say the same about Tampa though.
Tampa just has a way of making.
But they're just Tampa though, so they'll figure it out. So
I hate.
Let's figure out how to win.
I hate to be like, Tampa will just do it, but like,
that is what happens.
Tampa hasn't. Tampa's proved a lot of people wrong time in and time out. They make these weird trades where you're like, why are you doing this? Yeah. And then they come out and I think they probably finish. I would say third. I'm gonna give Tampa third. I think the Yankees finished second in the AL East, and I think
really,
I think the Yankees. Listen, you have to. I think you have to look at it from just like from a distance and be like, the Yankees are still very, very good.
Sure. I want them to do. I don't know. I'm a Yankees fan. I want them to do well. I want them to be better than third or fourth. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Honestly, if the Yankees are healthy, I think that's the big point.
That's the thing.
They're not healthy. They're
not going to stay healthy.
I think Donaldson was an awesome acquisition for them.
Oh, can I get a Mets update here? Starling Marte singled in his first Mets at bat and then got caught stealing 10 seconds later.
I literally just watched it.
Okay. It's just like, yeah.
And JD Davis just walked, so they could have had first and second over there. It's fine.
He walked? I need him to get a hit.
No, he walked. Okay. Yeah, the AL East is a lot, but that's how I think it goes. I think it goes Blue Jays, Yankees, Rays, Red Sox, Orioles. AJ, what do you got for your three?
I had Blue Jays and Dodgers also, pretty much for the same reasons we already talked about. Then I had the Astros.
I agree.
They're still too good.
Yeah.
I was debating.
A lot of people are like, I feel like they're saying, oh, well, Seattle's very good. I'll give them that. But I think people are like they're very high on the Angels and low on the Astros.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Astros.
Look at
how many World Series that now? 3 in 4 years or 5 years now?
You look at
it's going to be 5 years, yeah.
And even with the Astros depleted, what team is going to take over the Mariners?
Maybe, but no. I was looking. The Mariners lineup is actually very good.
It's good. It's not a lineup that like wows you.
Yeah, but I forgot they added Frazier.
Mitch Haniger had over 31 runs last year. Yeah. Julio Rodriguez, I think, is going to be awesome.
Mets legend Jared Kelenic.
They added Robbie Ray to their lineup. They were a 90-win team and they got better.
Mm-hmm.
So
same thing with Toronto. Both those teams missed the playoffs by a game, and they got much better. Yeah. But I think that's the problem. Like, even with the extra playoff team, it's just like that extra spot probably just goes to an AL East team as to any other division. Because the Central, unless the Twins like surprise everybody, I don't think anyone else is making out of that.
No, probably not. The Twins are the biggest threat to the White Sox, but
that would be like if Buxton stays healthy or Gary
Buxton stays healthy. I think Correa, honestly, gets moved to the deadline.
Probably.
To where?
Anywhere. They can.
The way that Correa's contract is set up is that it's a 1-year deal. It's a 3-year deal, but it's an opt out after each year.
Mm-hmm.
So they can move him and then he could just opt out and then get more money at the end of it. Lindor just struck out.
I will say that the Twins really 3D chessed the Yankees, and that the Yankees took on Donaldson and that whole contract. They got one over on him, I was fine with Donaldson coming to the Yankees. But then once they came around and got correct, it was like kind of clear, like, oh no, they outsmarted the Yankees here. I think Donaldson will be okay on the Yankees. I really do. I think he'll be fine.
I think the Twins didn't know they were in pursuit of Correa when they made that trade.
I don't think so.
I think Correa literally just fell in their lap and they're like, well, we have to take it. There's no way you're not going to say
it's kind of like Colorado and Bryant, right? It's like he's still here. Fuck it.
One team looked at Bryant. Bryant was like, and they looked like, and then they just made the deal. That's just kind of how it went.
I don't know, man.
So
Chris Bryant's lucky that his career, he got all his career accomplishments in a season. So he can just fuck off for the rest of his career.
No, I think
I got the Cubs the World Series and won MVP, so I'm done.
No, he went to Colorado because of the fantastic school system he could have put his kids through. That's why he went to Colorado.
He loves the above sea level Colorado. Just loves high altitudes.
You lost me with that. I'll get that right. You lost me with that one.
I was just saying because he got paid the most by them. That was the joke.
If that's the way you go, if that's the way I'm thinking that you made the joke, it's a horrible joke.
I wasn't making a joke. I was making a joke that like, oh yeah, he definitely went for this reason, but totally not because of the money. That was it. That was the only stupid joke I was making.
Okay.
God forbid I make one bad joke once every 5 years.
No, I'm not saying it's a horrible joke and like it's bad, but it's fucked up. That's what I was trying to.
What is it? How is it fucked up?
I'll text you.
I swear to God, nothing. How did? Oh my God.
Come on, Mike.
I didn't even.
I swear my life.
I thought
no, because when every free agent signs with somewhere that you never know, they're like, I think that this place is a fantastic city.
Yeah.
I could see myself raising a family here. That was the way that I was going.
Yeah, I know.
But I also thought that's where that was going, and I was like, why would he take it that? Why would he take it there?
Why would he take it that?
That was on me. I walked myself into that one.
Yeah.
Stupid me.
It's all good.
Anyways, AJ, what's your third team?
I said Astros.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was deciding between the Astros and Chicago. They're on too good of a roll the last few years, the Astros. They're just going to keep it going.
Me and Pat kind of had pretty much the same list, but I was kind of flip-flopping between. So the Dodgers are the sexy pick. It is every year, but the Dodgers always seem to kind of fizzle out at the end. I'm very scared the Dodgers can't finish like a full season. So I'll put the Dodgers on there, but I'm very skeptical on them. Give me the Braves.
Okay.
In that list.
I just played the Braves in the show and they fucking smacked me around. So
how is the show?
I don't know if they're going to be second or third. I think Toronto.
I gotta get it.
Out and about, if I had to pick a World Series winner right now, I'm picking the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah, me too.
In and out, you look at that infield, you got Bo Bichette, my man. Third base, Chapman. Second, I think would be Biggio.
Best third baseman, like second best defensive third baseman in baseball, basically. Is
that a foolish baseball joke?
No. He's actually like the second best defensive.
Okay.
It's like behind Arenado. It's like,
and then
they're like the two best. Third, he was like in the AL.
Some dude at first base that I'm not too familiar with. And then they added Kevin Gausman to that rotation.
Oh, that's what they got. Yeah.
They signed Barrios to an extension. They got Kikuchi, who I think is going to be really good for them. Had a really good start to the year, and then kind of fizzled out towards the end. But I really think the Braves. I think a lot of people are sleeping on the Braves. You lose Freddie Freeman, but you add Matt Olson, and you sign him to a very long-term contract. And Olson is younger. Yeah. And I think he's going to be better. I think, you can't, you could pull but you can't replace Freeman. But, but I think Olson's better. I think their bullpen is the deepest in baseball. They added Kenley Jensen. And I'm trying to think what other notable, you got Marcell Ozuna coming back to that lineup that they didn't have. Acuna is going to be coming back in around June, July.
They brought back Rosario.
Brought back Rosario, Duvall, Rosario, Duvall. So I think
they got a very stacked lineup. Just like looking
at a very stacked lineup. So
and it's not like the Mets stacked lineup. These guys are actually good.
It's just the Mets. Listen, if there was an on paper World Series, the Mets are in and out every year.
The Mets last 3 years on paper are the best team.
The Mets
they're right there with the Dodgers.
The Mets are like, listen, if there was a World Series for if healthy World Series. That's in there 24/7, but I don't think that's the case. So,
is the vaccine thing still an issue for unvaccinated players who are crossing the borders? That's still Toronto just gonna be unbeatable.
Yeah,
I didn't see who's playing in this. Like whoever the first series is, they're all like vaccinated, so they're all good. They're like the Yankees have to get it by like the 17th.
Oh,
I forget who
they're playing in Texas, so like
Texas is 100% vaccinated.
Yeah. Texas too. Simeon and Seager. That was pretty good. I don't know what the fuck they're doing, but they did it.
Their rotation is just not good though.
Yeah, they're building something.
They're building something.
how I said I'm going to the Yankee Red Sox game on Saturday, I really want our dear good friend Matthew Watling to know that Knicks bet that I won the $600 on the other night, I am solely spending that on food, and I'm going to text him every time I eat.
How many times do you eat during a baseball game?
I am going to spend it on all kinds of food and text him a picture
It's just
every
like a
time.
whole platter of just shit. Every time
Hey,
the fucking
Watling,
hot dog that comes
check
out,
out
like,
my chicken
right
finger bucket. Look, Watling, I got peanuts. I am going to ruin this kid's day by sending him food from a baseball stadium.
Pat, have you ever been to like a major league game?
Not that I remember. I went when I was like 3.
Okay.
Parents,
So
shit.
basically, like it's so I understand. It's expensive. I get that. So is NFL, NBA, NHL. Concessions are expensive.
Concession. That's how they get their money. Because
to
especially in baseball, because if you really think about it, like in the middle of the summer, baseball tickets aren't that expensive.
No.
Like if you can go to a Mets game for like what, like $40-$50.
I went last summer for $44.
Exactly. So
in August baseball, if the Mets are really bad, tickets go for like single digits.
Yeah. And that $44 game we went to, it was a doubleheader. We got there like maybe
was that the Subway Series?
No, that got rained out.
Oh, okay.
It was who were they playing? I don't remember who they were playing. Or the Braves. They were playing the Braves. They were playing the Braves in a doubleheader. We got there halfway through the first game. We saw a guy named Vito get in a fight with a young girl. Hilarious to watch.
I remember this. A great story.
And then for the second game, we got to sneak down. We sat 9 rows behind the Mets bench. We just walked right past the security guard. She didn't check for tickets. She didn't check anything. So it was great. For $44, pretty much, I got to sit 9 rows behind the Mets bench.
You know, the thing is like you get so excited because when you go to a baseball game, you know, I think baseball has its own kind of atmosphere. Like you don't go for just the game. Like the atmosphere is also just awesome.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, you don't want to, you know, I don't want to tell my kids that I went to that my dad took me to a baseball game and it was so good. And by the 8th inning, I was just so full because I ate a Ziploc bag full of Cheerios the entire time.
You go get some peanuts and some Cracker Jack. Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever be back. You know what I'm saying?
You know, so the take that you should bring your own food is just like I get it.
Can you bring your own food into the stadium?
No, you eat it outside. You eat it outside.
You get patted down. You had to go through metal detectors. Like, granted, I don't think the security is that good at patting people down. Like, you could probably sneak in a bag of.
You probably sneak in some Cheerios,
yeah.
You know, like, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Water, for some reason, they're really, you know.
Oh, they attack you if you have water.
They hate that, but
they take it very seriously.
Yeah, they don't like water. But yeah, the food's expensive. But you knew that going into the game. You're paying $20.
It's just part of the thing. Yeah, it's part of the event. Like when that same Mets game, I got a pulled pork sandwich and a beer. It was $30. I tweeted. I'm like, this is racketeering. $30.
Tall boy
beer is like $15.
It was a regular can of beer.
It was a cup.
It
was a cup.
Yeah. It was probably just foam too.
But a tall boy, you could probably
tweeted. It was one of my sandwich tweets. The pulled pork sandwich was fine. I tweeted. I'm like, this is clearly racketeering. I'm like, the Mets need to be hit with a RICO. Baseball needs to be hit with a RICO charge. It is insane. It's my little 2 cents of the day.
You know, we could. Yeah, I get that. I understand, like being upset with that. It's just, but it's one of those things that you just. What are you not going to do it?
Exactly. You have to do it.
It's like, again, it's like gas. People can complain about it all they want. You're not going to get it.
I spent $40 just to fill my tank today. But, you know, I had to do it. I got to drive to Oswego tomorrow.
So if I'm hungry for chicken tenders, I'm getting chicken tenders.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And you know what? Chicken tenders are on the menu. You kind of have to.
Chicken fingers at a baseball stadium, they're usually always pretty good.
Most chicken, it's pretty hard to fuck up chicken tenders, bro. It really is.
Some places do because they put too much breading on it and then it dries out the chicken. Some places do. But most of the time at a baseball stadium, they're using those grease fryers that haven't been cleaned since the 1986 World Series. And I mean, you taste the grease. That's not true because City Field's only like 13 years old, my AJ. They're at least 13 years old. At least a 2015 World Series, man. Come on.
That's
Hey,
kind of my
this
goal.
is
Is that like I
Oakland.
have to, if the Mets ever do make the World Series, like I have to save up money to go to like one game of the World Series.
Yeah.
You know,
Just
because
sit
like
all the way up top and like,
2 tickets are easily going to cost me like $2,000.
don't worry, you have 20 years to save up for it. Actually, it's actually what? It's like every 15 years Mets with the World Series, right? Around
Yeah.
so.
Pretty
86,
14,
2000,
15. Yeah.
14,
15.
15
So
years,
2030, 2031, 2032, one of those. Sure. You got 10 more years.
There's my dad got to go to most of the World Series games in the late 90s for the
Wow,
Yankees.
Pat. I'm sorry. Just wow.
What happened?
1972 to 86 is 15 years as well.
It's 14 years, but yeah, good math. I think it was 73 as well. But it's in the
No, I'm sorry,
vicinity.
73 they made it. Never mind.
Yeah,
So
70. Yeah, but like, yeah, it's still fucking, isn't that like, it's like 13, it's 13, 14, 15. Oh, shit. That's crazy. Wait, 13, 14, 15, so 20.
Well, they won in
30.
69.
I'm not counting that one. They won.
Yeah, because
Like,
there was no
okay.
I'm just saying, ever since 73, it was 13, then 14, then 15. So in
It'll be
16 years
16.
from 2015. Yeah.
It'll be
wait, no. What's 16 years from 2015? So,
2031.
2031. In 9 years, the last year of Francisco Lindor's contract, the Mets will make the World Series. Bro, Francisco Lindor will be like, yo, I'll be this old with Francisco Lindor's contract. It's like, yeah, you're 20. Congrats.
good math. Real
I
good
remember
math.
I remember when Tatis signed his big contract. I texted that to you guys, and you guys like, yeah, so will we. We're the same age.
We're the same
yeah.
age. He said Tatis is I'm gonna be 34. Yeah, so yeah. That's why I can't stand that people my age are just thriving. I don't like how the fact that I'm older than everybody about to enter the NBA draft.
I don't like it either.
Me and Zion.
I
are the
like
same
it because
age.
they're notably better than me. So it doesn't shock me.
Nah, but like I can if the Pelicans call me right now, I can start power forward. Zion can't.
If
Yeah,
they had,
I don't
an,
like-
if they had an NBA draft, just
I mean,
based
I
on-
wouldn't do much, but I can play at least, Who would the Pelicans
If
play
they had
right
an
now? I'd
NBA
fucking
draft
wash
based
it
on
over.
pushing buttons, I'm going number 1 overall. But
Yeah, I don't
Pelicans
like
playing
that
the
we're
Blazers
the
right now,
age
bro. I'd take that shit with ease.
of several professional athletes. I don't like it that we're the same age as them, because if you have me stand next to Tatis, I mean, it's
But like,
it's sad to look at.
nah, he's pretty skinny, bro. You're good.
Yeah, but he's a professional
also-
athlete.
Yeah, but he can't play shortstop,
Aren't-
so it's okay. You guys had
are
that in
not-
common.
talking about as much is that Tatis is out for 3 months because he got into a
He's out for
motor.
3 months.
Yeah.
I think no one talks about it because the actual situation is the Padres are so fucking stacked. Tatis misses time all the time, and they're perfectly fine. He wasn't the. I mean,
I know,
they
it's
were
just that
ass
it's
last
like
year, but they
he's
had
a
the
big
what's his
star
face?
that
Kim
is-
is his last
that-
name. Cronenworth too. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, Cronenworth.
And Manny can play short if they want him to.
I don't think a lot of people talk about how he's out because of a motorcycle accident. Multiple
That's pretty
times
wild.
when they asked him which motorcycle accident, no, they asked him like, was it the motorcycle accident that hurt him? He said, which one?
He's like Cespedes.
Cespedes. That's what I'm saying though. Cespedes, you hear the wild boar stories, you hear
Yeah.
everything, you hear all the cars he comes into. I mean, Tatis, dude, like
Nobody
it's-
talks about it. You're right.
It's because he did that thing when he just jumped high and
he
kicked his
comes really
feet.
high and caught a
And then
ball.
they're like, "Yo, he did a double jump." When in reality, he just kicked his foot up in the air,
Yeah.
and then but he and then probably
And-
two
and
plays
I'm not
later, he threw the
saying
ball
that,
over
like,
first base.
Again,
I don't know.
because MLB's marketing Tatis to be like the number 1 dude after when Trout goes out,
Mhm.
and you didn't really hear much about it.
Yeah.
You should market Vladdy. He's the real goat.
What'd you
is
say,
really
Pat?
good.
I said they should market Vladdy instead.
Yeah. Or
They do. Well, they do because they got the Guerrero connection. So that'll be that.
Like Chavo and Eddie,
Like Chavo and Eddie, man.
Speaking of wrestling, best WrestleMania I've ever seen.
We were so wrong about that. Wow.
We
So
were.
We were like, yo, this shit's ass. Fuck Logan Paul.
We missed
blah blah blah.
the mark.
We missed
Complete.
that
I mean, the
badly.
marks here were here. Like it wasn't even close.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
We need to
I'm
be
looking
like
at this right
this.
now. The what's it called? Just like after that McIntyre Corbin nonsense on night 1, like the first 2 matches were in. They went on. There was a 3-match run, and I would say 4 of the next the last 5 matches were just electric to watch. Like the Charlotte Flair match, I'm like Duke was losing. Everyone was focused on that. That's what really mattered. But Miz, Logan Paul did a great job. Did better than
Logan Paul's
expected.
a natural.
Naturally, he's just an athlete. Logan Paul's also fixed his reputation. It's truly amazing how he's done it. Bianca and Becky was great. Cody coming back. What a pop that was.
Very good for
him and Seth a great match. And Stone Cold wrestled. Took a bump on concrete
and looked good
years after. And looked
it was good.
Actually, okay, he looked good, but that man can't walk.
He can't walk.
He cannot walk.
But he looked good.
Yeah.
I think it's so funny. Like that, the whole thing was just Kevin Owens came out and said, guys, Texas is my favorite state. And then you get the vignette of Stone Cold coming out of his ATV in the mountains going, that 10 years ago, I got my back blown out by The Rock at WrestleMania 19. It was kind of ass. Kevin Owens, you talking about the great state of Texas that's going to be eventually run by Beto O'Rourke.
Texas Blue.
If we all do our part and make our voices heard, we can turn Texas blue. And we can get more beer and less gun in the state of Texas.
One of my managers was saying that he tried the American Lager, so it was pretty good.
Really? So, I'm excited to try it.
Yeah.
The American Lager.
Yeah, but I'm also reading this. I didn't realize this though on night 2. The Edge and AJ went 24 minutes.
It was a very long match.
I did not. I didn't even realize it went that long. I think it was all right.
I can believe it.
I think they keep doing this. They keep doing this with AJ. They keep hyping up these matches, right? They did it with the Shinsuke match too, but they keep using the matches to start something else.
Yeah,
to start a story. You can't. I don't like when they do that at WrestleMania. You can't start a story at WrestleMania like that. It doesn't make. It wasn't my favorite. It wasn't my favorite. It could have been a lot better, but I'm excited to see what they do with it though, because I like Edge being like.
Rhea Ripley is going to be next.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, I like the new group he's trying to do.
Might be on it too, because Ciampa might be done with NXT.
I like it.
Yeah. But fucking also Pat McAfee. What performance with him.
You know what? I take it back.
That match only went 9 minutes, but that was like the fucking best, one of the best 9 minutes of wrestling. Right. It was so good.
That was fantastic.
And then the fucking GOAT, Mr. McMahon, got in the ring.
Dude, when he unbuttoned his shirt, I went crazy.
I was losing it.
The shape he's in at 76 years old.
Because when McAfee, the report that McAfee was going to get a match, it was people were like, is it going to be Vince? Because he's getting on the podcast. And they were like, oh no, he can't. And then there was kind of a rumor that was kind of shot down. And then he actually ended up doing it.
And
sorry,
Cole came back out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, remember we were speculating what was going to happen. I think I saw this after. After Mr. McMahon beat the crap out of and Theory beat out McAfee, they played Theory's theme, and Vince's face thought he thought Stone Cold's theme, so he reacted to it. And I was like, "What the hell are you doing?" And I was like, "Yeah, Stone Cold better come out." And he did. When Stone Cold came out, I legitimately screamed. Like I hadn't seen him in 10 years. He was there last night.
Literally last night.
I was like, "Oh, I don't know." I was like, "Yes!"
It just all connected really well for a match that wasn't really that hyped up.
Pat McAfee in the match was, we've seen him wrestle before, but he was great too. And another thing nobody's talking about, we knew he was a great punter when he was in the NFL. Dude sent that ball flying when he punted it during his entrance.
Also, he fucking jumped from the ring to the top rope.
Yeah.
It's
crazy.
Not many people can do. Most people just they climb up a little bit. I've never seen someone just just
and did a backflip and perfectly stuck the landing. Didn't stumble, just stuck it. It was fantastic.
Again, his NXT matches were really good.
Yeah, they can't talk about them though, because they all involve Adam Cole.
Yeah.
Well, now I see that Cody's making an appearance at SmackDown this week.
I did see that.
Yeah.
They're gonna. I have a fear that they're gonna overuse Cody already.
And what was I gonna say? Oh, sorry, Pat. Everybody had their own version of the stunner cell. Like Austin Theory's was great. Vince McMahon's was hilarious.
I think Vince blew his back out.
Pat McAfee isn't getting the credit he deserved.
It was great.
With the beer spitting out and him slowly falling back. That was fantastic.
Saxton night 1 was also great.
Yeah. I love how they just have Saxton do that. That's so funny.
I love the idea that people always fall for it's not going to happen.
Yeah,
it's
25 years.
They stun someone, they forget
he's going to drink a beer with Stone Cold.
Oh, the Johnny Knoxville match was fantastic. We forgot to bring that up.
Too, yeah.
That was so much fun.
The
Hardy
tag team
Boy,
match was
Wee
great
Man.
too.
I mean,
The
what?
first tag team match, the Raw tag team match with when fucking Riddle did the RKO all springboard thing.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah, that was a good starter.
One thing that I'm not a fan of, like they really showed Gable Stevenson so much.
I heard they want to make him the next Brock. Like I wouldn't be surprised they within the next year they have him like him and Brock fight and have him beat Brock or some shit.
I could see it. I could for sure see it.
They introduced him. If you want to introduce that one time, that's fine. And then they introduced him again night 2.
And he got at least night 2, right?
Yeah, no, night 2 I feel like should have been. I don't think Stephanie McMahon should have came out and introduced Gable Stevenson just so he could raise his hand and leave. I think if you want to have a spot with Gable, you do what you did in the second night and you just have him come out.
Or you just save it for Raw. It'll make a lot more sense.
It makes me so happy that Chad Gable is getting like a lot of time.
Yeah. Me too.
It's great.
Like just looking back, I mean, like, and he's been a pretty regular guy since like 2017. You know, like
he's always featured. He always has something to do.
Yeah, because there was a time where I thought like he was gonna fizzle out and that was gonna be it, and he's kind of stayed around.
It's kind of crazy. It's been 4 years since Jason Jordan's wrestled.
That's actually crazy. I think
they didn't even.
That story was getting somewhere too.
Yeah,
it's the crazy part. It was actually getting somewhere. Only problem was I think he was gonna face Seth at WrestleMania, not Kurt Angle, but it was still getting somewhere.
The last time Jason Jordan wrestled, we were freshmen in college. We only had
it was a Royal Rumble that year. Yeah, I remember that.
We had one semester of college under our belts. That was it.
That was all-time Royal Rumble as well.
Yeah.
That was a good one, and it got ruined.
This is the best WrestleMania I've ever watched, though. I've watched every WrestleMania live, I should say, since 26. This is the best one I've ever seen. For sure.
I've only watched a lot since 34. I've watched all those live, so the last like 4 or 5. And yeah, this one was up there. That was it. I like 34 actually. I was like looking back on it. The main event stuff.
Yeah, I forget that
there was moments.
A really fun match.
Yeah.
34 is all right.
It was fun watching it in the dorm with the boys. They were just long as hell. It was like I remember that's when it started at 7.
That's why the 2 nights is really
oh my
cool.
God.
It was almost 6 hours long.
Yeah.
Then which was the Mania that was 7 hours?
That was the next year.
That was 35.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
35. It was.
Listen, I like 35 a lot.
It was fun. Yeah.
Me too. It was great.
Becky. It was great. Yeah. It's just like, damn. It was like 12:30 by the time it was done.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they've made it like a thing to kind of end it around midnight.
Yeah.
I like
think
the 2
even
nights.
this one, I think it was kind of the second night was kind of long, but I think it was to the Stone Cold segment went on like very long.
Yeah.
I just don't think they care. Well, because they're not on any time restriction.
Yeah, they're really not. They're on Peacock.
Also, there was an abrupt ending though at the end of the second night.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, because Roman popped his shoulder.
Is that confirmed?
No one's confirmed anything yet? That's the problem. And I didn't think that was confirmed. But I have not seen anything said about anything yet. So
Roman's gonna hold it for so long, and the thing that it just bothers me is
they should not unify it. It's like
the champions now. Roman's gonna hold it for another year at least. Both of them.
No, he has to drop one.
He's got to drop one of them.
Yeah.
Because I think the USA or like the NBC or whatever, I think they would want like a title to be on Raw.
Makes sense.
I think they would both want separate titles because the roster's not even that big in reality, so they can easily like keep them separate and not have a big deal. Especially and Raw has all the fucking talent. So this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Seth, Edge, AJ, Cody now.
Cody, I don't know if Cody's going to be on Raw. SmackDown.
I don't know. I assume he's going to be on Raw.
I would love Cody on SmackDown.
The SmackDown was just Roman. Who's the second guy on SmackDown? Drew, and that's it. And the New Day. Big E's dead, so.
Yeah, Big E's not there, so.
Ray. No, Ray's on Raw. Never mind.
Yeah, he's on Raw. Dominique.
Sheamus would probably be right after. Even like Lashley's on Raw.
Yeah,
Miz is on Raw. Everybody's
always
on Raw.
go through like a year where it's like, oh my God, this has all the talent. Now Raw has all the talent. It always changes.
It flips all. It flips
around. At the draft, they switched everyone. SmackDown, everyone. They had Becky, Roman,
but I don't know. You
Charlotte,
kind of thought that SmackDown was going to have all the big stars because it's on Fox, and that just wasn't the case.
Yeah, I think they had it at first.
It was for a while.
Yeah. Who was the Universal Champion at that point? That was Bray Wyatt. So.
Yeah. All right, you guys want to wrap it up?
Let's wrap.
All right.
I don't know if I'll be here next week.
Yeah, I'll figure it
I'll
out.
be in Boston.
Oh, that's right.
Fun story about that. They spelled my name wrong on the ticket, so I got to figure that out.
That's fun. How long you going?
It says Patrick. So I think I says it. Let me go. I have it right in front of me.
Oh,
I
Actrick.
fly out on Wednesday and come back Monday.
You're
Oh,
flying.
I'm gonna be in
Yeah.
Boston the 22nd to the 24th.
I don't
Why
know.
is
It's so
everyone
weird.
in
That, like, huh?
Why is everyone going to Boston?
I don't. Why are you going to Boston, AJ?
I'm going to see Ethan. He lives up there now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Didn't Ethan live in DC?
No, that's Galata.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. Galata lives down there.
Yeah, tell
Don't have to pay
Galata
for
will link.
anything. Though, so nice.
What?
That's a lot of money.
Is it tell Galata will link?
For sure. Yeah. Set that up.
Let's link up. Let's talk business.
Yeah, we'll talk-
Yeah.
Mike,
Yes, let's talk, yeah.
where you at with the Truth app?
Let's take a look.
I was telling my mom that the other day how there's like a huge wait list for it, and she was like, "How do you know that?" I was like, I was like, "Yeah."
I think it's time to pull a plug. It's been I don't know how long.
That's funny as hell. We need Donald Trump back on Twitter. I hope Elon Musk makes that move.
Oh, that's yeah. He's the
Because they're bringing an
majority
edit
owner
button.
now.
Also, the edit button is just not needed. It just seems like it seems very dangerous. You know what I mean?
Oh,
This is
it'd
like a
be
time
great.
frame you could do it in. Just like so, it just seems like someone could be like tweet some shit. Because all I'll use it for is like, yo, the Knicks are to win something. And I'm like, yo, and then just change it to, oh, yo, the Raptors are to win this. Or some
I
shit.
have
It's
so
just-
many tweets I want to fix.
I don't know. I wonder if they'll let you fix old tweets.
Probably not.
Oh,
That's why I think that's what I'm thinking. It'd be like a time to say, oh my god, my parlay is looking good through 4 games. Fellas,
Really?
let's make some money.
I only have that little 3-leg parlay, but yeah, interesting.
Why is this cash out so low there? Oh, never mind.
We don't have to plug all the normal socials. It'll be in the bio of on YouTube and on the wherever else you get your podcast, Spotify,
Link down
Apple,
below.
Stitcher, Google Podcast. Subscribe wherever. Check us out. New episodes every Monday. See you guys next week.
Mike, what's that YouTuber that always used to go link down below? Do you know that?
Oh, Ray William Johnson.
It was Ray Johnson. Okay.
Yeah. See you guys next week.